today we'll be overseeding the lawn. We'll be doing some aeration and then we'll spread that seed and then we'll rake it in. So very easy process. I do this every spring and I also do it in the fall. Right now I have perennial ryegrass, hat trick, and fireball. Do have a little bit of Kentucky blue, but you can tell it's thinning out. So we'll be adding in some midnight. Picked up some midnight. This one's from Outside Pride. Pretty good deal on this right now. So picked up 10 pounds, just doing the front. The back's looking good. I might add some back there and another one. Not yet though, it's way thicker than the front, but I've let the front grow out a little bit. The first thing that I'm gonna do is I'm gonna mow low, but I'm not gonna scalp the grass. So I'm gonna just mow low, and then as soon as we get done with that, I'll be using this right here to aerate. I'll be using my my manual hand, the Rollaerator, the Amick or whatever it's called. Thing's awesome. I get a lot of hate on it. If you're working up against a fence line or in small yards, small properties, around pools, anything like that, highly recommend it. Yeah, you gotta wait a couple months because there's one guy making it in his garage or something. I don't know. I have an entire video on that if you wanna watch how to get one of those. Yeah, thing works. You gotta maintain it though. What I'm gonna do first is mow low and don't scalp. Yeah, and then we'll get to aerating. And then I'm gonna probably use a spreader. I might use my hand spreader if I'm up near the mulch beds in the front. I'm just gonna use like my smaller regular Scott spreader to get this out, get the seed down. And I'll do the sidewalk strips as well. I did get this stuff right here. So I'll be topping it with a little bit of mushroom compost and some topsoil. And then I've also got some of this Staw Green lawn soil. That's got a little bit of fertilizer. It's like nothing, but at least the phosphorus is a little bit higher. I might add a little bit of this and with my my top dressing that goes on top of the seed, just a little bit. So real good stuff. Also, if you get a 50-pound bag of this, sometimes you can get a better deal. Look out for that instead of the bag that has the color on it or whatever, the regular, I think those are 20, 25-pound bags. That's it. I mean, let's go ahead and get started. Let's get the mowing. Let's go. All right, just got done mowing the front. I might do some weed whacking in little corners and stuff, but I can see all the low spots now. I can see where I might need to put a little bit of topsoil. But everything else, just this corner by the sprinkler, everything else looks great. Looking good. So, and then these like bare spots and stuff, it's just patchy. But the other side over here, spots by the sprinklers, like I was telling you. One of them I just actually dug up though recently. So, but yeah, now I'm just gonna aerate and then we'll get to putting that seed down. Looking good though, looking a lot better. It's crazy how many spots and unlevel, even after you've done leveling, when you finally take your grass back down, you can really see what's going on. Typically, I would dethatch, but I dethatched already at the end of last season there, and I'm not really seeing too much thatch. It's just thinning out. And then also, of course, the weeds that we've yanked out, and then the rain and the snow and everything else that's covered it. So this is our first real actual cutting where we're starting to like, basically it's like our spring now. I think it looks great. Check another look from up here. And this is the height that I'm usually looking for. Like here's kind of a patchy area, right? I like this height because it's windy here. And when that seed goes down in here, I've got good soil right there. So we're just gonna rake it. And I just don't wanna take the grass too far down. If you do scalp your yard, don't be freaked out like you did something wrong or anything like that. But just typically when I overseed, I don't go all the way down unless I'm dethatching. If I'm dethatching, then I mow it, I scalp it. Yeah, for the cores, I'll be leaving them, but I'll talk about that in here in just a second. Let's go ahead and get to aerating. Let's go. All right, well, just got done with the aeration. Super easy. Took me like 20-25 minutes to do both the front and getting in those tight corners and up on the fence line and stuff where you usually can't get with certain, certain aerators. Yeah, the thing's awesome. Is it a workout? Absolutely, it's a workout. I'm definitely sweating a little bit, but here, check it out. The front can now breathe. And somebody was asking about the core size. There's the size of the cores, right? And you can see the very top of my soil is good. And then the rest of it right there is all clay, right? If I was leveling, I would not leave the cores. I would definitely remove them because it would make my ground even more bumpy and uneven, right? Because we're just seeding, I really don't want to be out here with a lawn sweeper. I don't need to do any of that right now. Just because I'm seeding, I'll actually probably end up throwing more of these cores back into their holes if I do that, and I want the seeds to go there. So just leaving it how it is. You can tell me in the comments how I'm wrong. That's how I've always done it, and I've never had a problem with it. Some people prefer to pick up the cores because they say, oh, it's bad soil or whatever, and it's like, yeah, it is, but the top part of it's still good. So if you have a core that's solid all good, I would definitely leave it. But if it's all solid clay, yeah, you got to get rid of it or at least pick it up. Don't rake it because it'll go straight back into the holes. And you can use a lawn sweeper. That will wear you out more than that manual aerator will, big time. I'm going to go ahead and get the grass seed in the spreader. It's getting a little bit stormy here, so I want to get this done, get it down as quick as possible, and then we'll make our mix to go on top. With a little bit of fertilizer, and then of course we'll get it watered in, or we might get lucky and the weather would do that for us. So looking awesome so far. And here's the other side, and you can just kind of see this side. So on this side you can see a little bit of that silica sand on top, and it's about halfway on these ones. Thing does an excellent job. Excellent job. Now the seed that I'm going to be adding right now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to put a little bit of hat trick perennial ryegrass, and I'm going to mix that maybe 20%, and then the rest will be my KBG Kentucky Blue. KBG takes a while to germinate. The perennial ryegrass does not. I've seen perennial ryegrass legitimately start to sprout in like 2 to 3 days, especially in my area. This will help fill in a little bit of bare spots while the KBG is coming in. I already have perennial ryegrass in the yard, which is the majority right now. I want to get that KBG level up, so I'm mainly going to be throwing down the Kentucky bluegrass seed, but there will be some hat trick and fireball that's mixed into it. Now on the spreader, I'm just using my Scott's one. If I get up near these mulch beds, like I was saying, I'll take some seed and I'll put it into one of these These things are better than a spreader because it just gives you so much more control for places where you don't want the grass seed to go, right? So like for me, it's right over there in those mulch beds over there. I'll probably be using that in that area. But for now, I'll just straight up be using this, and I'll be starting out on 2 so I get the feel for it and we see what's going on with it. Good to go. Everything's looking good. Let's go ahead and get that grass seed down. Let's go. All right, I totally got everything seated. I'm looking at this thing and I'm thinking I'm not even gonna need to top dress just because it's so protected by what's there already. So I think what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna go ahead and put that Humichar. I'm gonna put some Anderson's Humichar down. I'm gonna put some of that Milgernite or whatever. I'm gonna put some of that down as well. And then maybe just mix in a little bit of topsoil for like these areas right here where like the sprinklers are and stuff. Maybe I'll put a little topsoil over that. But everything else, yeah, looks good. The seed's hiding real good. Yeah, I don't even really think I need to top dress this. You could, if you really wanted to, you could. I do have mushroom compost. That's a good thing to put down, and that's what I'll be putting down in some of these corners real quick. But I'm just gonna go ahead and get that stuff down. I've just gotta throw that stuff in the spreader, and this is what I'll be putting in. I'll put some of this into the spreader mixed with some Humichar. That way I get a little bit of kind of starter fertilizer down, and then yeah, I'll throw some topsoil, whatever, in those bald spots and just cover up that seed there so those fill in. That's it. I'm gonna get this thing watered in and wrap up the video. Let's go. Almost done. All right, looking good. Got those spots filled in, got the ferts down, got the fertilizers down. That Humichar's got humic acid in it, so I don't even have to spray anything. But I'll show you how I fixed the spots. As you can see, any spot where it was struggling, I came back in on top of that seed, and then I put down just a little bit of topsoil. Looking great. Everything looks great. So I'm gonna go ahead and rake. I'm just gonna rake over everything very quickly just to get a little bit of better seed to soil contact. Got everything done. Everything's looking good. Finishing up watering here, getting it irrigated and getting it nice and soaked in, get that seed worked into the soil good. There's the aftermath. This one's been watered in, and you'll see what I was saying. I mean, the grass is already pushing through a little bit where I fixed it. I think it looks pretty good. And of course, I will make some shorts and check in with you on it and let you know, the update with it, and we'll be looking good here in the front. Just finished watering. Awesome. But so far so good. I think everything looks great. I'm excited about this this KBG, this Midnight. As always, I will put the links in the description below for all my grass seed, any of the product that I used today, any of the tools that I used. I'll add that in there too. Hope you enjoyed this one. Hope you learned something. We covered how I overseed my lawn. This is technically early spring for me still in my zone, so it might be a little different where you live. You kind of saw what I did. I mowed low. I don't want to scalp it. I'm not leveling, not going too crazy low with it. I want something to protect that seed a little bit from the wind and stuff. Got that done, aerated. I'm leaving the cores. We know why I left the cores. Not a big deal. And then we put down the grass seed. And then of course I filled in some potting soil on top of some of those low little bald spots. But yeah, that's how I overseed. It's always worked great for me. Let me know what works great for you. Let me know in the comments below. Yeah, I mean, I'm glad that finally got done with that. I've been wanting to do this for a while. It's been thunderstorming for 5 days straight now. So hope you learned something. This has been a good one today. Got done what I've been wanting to get done, and I'll see you tomorrow. And thanks for watching the yard, Dad.